Thank you for meditating. My name is Donna Mitchell-Moniak, and I'm founder of Spirit Fire Meditative Retreat Center. And we welcome you to meditate as often as possible for the well-being of the world and for the changes going on in the world. This meditation will focus on the Taurus or Wesak full moon. As you will find, it can be used this month, in the month of May, or can be used in the month of June, according to which calendar that you keep. That is to say, the world right now is undergoing many changes, and one of them is information. As we come to understand more correctness about information or new information that then corrects current paradigms, then we understand our reality better. There is a fundamental discrepancy right now between astronomy and common astrology. So by common astrology, this full moon is the Taurus full moon. It is the moon of the bull. But that is not the case by astronomy. By astronomy and where the planets actually are against the backdrop of the zodiacal heavens, that will be next month. So although we will suggest that tonight you can align with the energies of the Taurus full moon and of Wesak, it is equally so because these great energies are beyond time and certainly beyond human measurement of time, that you can align with them next month and you would still be in excellent alignment and invocation of the energies. According to the Master D.K. and his book Esoteric Astrology, Taurus is the penetrating light of the path. There are many things that Taurus points to that illumine our way for every human being. Fundamentally, it is the sign recognized in which the Buddha established enlightenment. Enlightenment, then, is the fruition of the spiritual path for a human being. It is to have accomplished not only the greatest light, but to be able to bring that light into the world. The Christ is on his way to becoming a Buddha, and in this way, Buddha nature is actually illumined for us, and Buddha nature is recognized as the highest light that a human being can bring forward in the path. That is not an invocation to become a Buddhist. It is instead like calling our bones, our organs, and our blood. It is to recognize what is the highest achievement that a human being is capable of. It is to bring forward innate, profound awareness. That is given the name enlightenment. And so this penetrating light that we have within us also is called upon to illumine our way. In this way do we penetrate, do we inquire, do we aspire and motivate ourselves to move effortlessly along the path. All quotes mentioned here will be from Esoteric Astrology, written by Alice Bailey, in telepathic rapport with the Master D.K. We have to understand that Taurus is an earth sign. It is a fixed sign as well, and it organizes us towards matter, but not so that we are limited by it or constantly cycle around through it. Instead, it is to organize us in constructive living. And sometimes that requires the destruction of our attachments, of our ideas, of how we view ourselves and how we view the world. In doing so, we undo the chains that bind us and instead create or forge the keys which unlock the very mysteries of life that are contained within awareness itself. In fact, we come to understand through the fecundity and the textural nature of Taurus that all life exists as pure awareness and as perfect as it is. It is because we try to adjust or adapt or modify existence, and we try to do so from a self-oriented point of view, that we end up with the trouble that we do, wars, violence, destruction, and that we end up with a constant cycle of suffering. Again, the Buddha pointed that out and pointed us in the direction of how we can address that. The way to address it is the second quote. It is to realize the interdependence of everything, the interconnectedness of everything, which is often given the word synthesis. It is to understand that all layers of awareness are a synthesis, a hologram of awareness itself, and that the illumination that Taurus can bring through our eye, our awareness, our perceptions being one-pointed and penetrating, is that life is one. It is beautiful as it is. It all seeks harmony and seeks to express harmony perfectly. And we, if we address our desire nature, our attachments, and our aggression, then we will no longer be standing in the stubbornness and bullheadedness that Taurus also can represent, but instead be standing in the pristine, profound awareness that Taurus and the single eye of the bull ultimately symbolically represent. As such, then, we encounter ourselves in regard to the second initiation. From the point of view of the Master DK and the very full teaching on the initiatory path, the second initiation has to do with our desire nature, but fundamentally that means it has to do with our relatedness. Taurus, being the second sign of the zodiac, is all about the other. The other, for the vast majority of our spiritual path, is of the human beings, is our self in contradistinction to the other, and therefore is the path of us and them, of have not, of how can I get what I want, and how can I keep it for myself or my family, my clan. The second initiation, being about relation and relatedness, actually illumines that only together, using the word interdependence again, together, connected, interbeing, interdependently one, can our ultimate needs be met, and therefore can all needs be met. Because as long as one person seeks benefit at the detriment of another, we will always have a cycle of suffering. We will have disharmony. And so, what we see at the very end of this quote, the bottom quote, is the individual enacts on a tiny scale what humanity as a whole will enact when it takes initiation in Taurus. In other words, as we on our own and in our variety of ways realize interconnectedness, oneness, interdependence, relation, right relation, wholeness of relatedness, then we actually in our individual lives, by those acts, those words, those choices and decisions, we actually then foster the same within humanity and human consciousness. Wesak is a celebration of the Buddha. He is birth, enlightenment, and parinirvana or death. All of these are said to have occurred under or with the Taurian full moon. What we to understand from a deeply spiritual and non-Buddhist point of view is that Wesak is a blending of potencies. What potencies? The potencies of full awareness and enlightenment. Those potencies that are to be found within awareness and therefore to be found within its pinnacle point or its pinnacle accomplishment and establishment of enlightenment are radiant clarity, dynamic vibrancy, and limitless openness. Sometimes that's called voidness or emptiness. These qualities are the qualities of awareness itself, and therefore would automatically be part of or an aspect of the livingness of enlightenment. We can look at these words and look at their qualities and find them within our own lives, which is why the great teachers of all spiritual paths have always said that pure awareness is already within. It is also already now. We have clarity, we are dynamic and vibrant beings, and we have the capacity of limitlessness, of openness. These three qualities focus in a braided way, not singly, but in a braided way, because we use language and call them three qualities, but of course they are the very nature of awareness. So these three qualities and the nature of awareness focus through the various echelons of living awareness as they are on Earth at the time of Wesak. And those are focused through three primary levels or layers of living awareness. The Christ and all of hierarchy, representing the transformation of personal desire, the desires that you and I have, into aspiration and harmony, and the view or the potential vision that Earth already is a pure land. It is already an Eden, and it is perfect in every way, harmonious in every way, beautiful and jewel-like in every way. And that as we take on the Christ nature, take on the livingness of a spiritual path, then we will understand that with the transformation of our personal desires, that of course the natural harmony that already is, and the beauty of Earth that already is, will become ever more sacred to us, profound in fact, in its ordinariness. And we will do everything we can to act in a harmonious way with this pure land, the Earth. The second echelon, or quality within pure awareness and the livingness of pure awareness, is the Buddha, representing all Buddhas and Buddha nature, which is innate within all beings, not just human beings. And therefore the Buddha represents the maturation of the spiritual potencies that are within us all. And finally, the third form of living awareness is Shambhala. It is a center, it is called the center where the will of God is known, the highest spiritual center on our planet. It represents the ceaseless and therefore tireless impulse of will expressed as harmony, expressed as pure peace, and expressed as compassion and its supreme wisdom through all forms of creative expression. Wesak then is the alignment of the Buddha with his brother the Christ, and they align with Shambhala, this highest center of will. So in this we have the heart mind, and we have pure will, all aligned together to create a pure creative expression within human consciousness. And so just as these great centers of awareness align at the full moon time, and certainly at the Taurus Wesak full moon, whether you do it this month or you do it in June, we align as well. Alignment is always an invocation. Alignment induces a response, and that response will come from the highest vibrational sources. Why? Because that is our intention. Our intention is Buddha nature. Our intention is Christ consciousness and Christ as the head of hierarchy. Our intention is to invoke the will that we are all capable of living, and that is the highest will of compassion and its wisdom. Alignment also creates coherence. That coherence then organizes our subtle systems, our chakras, our various layers of vehicles, our layers of awareness itself. And as such, we, collectively and individually, we become a worthy vessel for that which will be invoked by this alignment. Humanity then, and you and I and all beings who meditate, then become a container. Taurus rules the earth. It is the proper vessel, and it's called a worthy vessel within some of the old teachings. And so as such, the ground or the container for the inflow of will and awareness and pure harmonious being is given proper container within humanity and within you and I. There's some graphics that we've used. We want to properly acknowledge them. And so as we align for our meditation, which we will now do, this will be a half-an-hour meditation. We want to realize that we are this light. We are this light of the spiritual path. We are the single eye of the Turian bull, this eye in the brow represented by the star Aldebaran in the constellation of Taurus. We want to keep in mind as we align and center, as we begin our guided meditation, that you are very important in this invocation of highest energies, and your stability in meditation provides stability and anchoring for these highest responses. We smile and breathe. We settle into our smile, settle into our breath together, breathing in and breathing out. We feel ourselves as one. Outside of space and time, we are one humanity, one consciousness, one wavelength of various vibrations of awareness. So again, as we align, we feel ourselves united with all awareness. As we hold the beginning of this alignment, our vibrations heighten and refine. And as we sit up straight, feeling ourselves in excellent meditation posture, we feel our vibrations begin to go out, while all the while we are centered and we become the ground of awareness and being. Our energies blend with all those who are meditating, no matter when or where. Our energies also blend with the goodness of all humanity, the goodness that is within the animal kingdom and expressed as such, the goodness expressed by the plant kingdom through beauty, through medicine, through the scent and perfumes, through the textures of the plant kingdom. And our vibrations and our connectedness spread and also connect to the mineral kingdom. Because of it, our blood is red. Because of it, we have bones and teeth and nails. Because of it, there is food, there is life. Our vibration increases and refines even more simply because we've acknowledged the excellent vibrations that are all around us and of which we are essentially a part. All the kingdoms of earth are one life whole, and by realizing and restating this interconnectedness of life to ourselves, we abide within it. We invoke its excellence, and that means that we emanate that excellence from us as well. We experience ourselves as both the ground or a vessel that can receive and emanating excellent vibration at the same time. Doing so, we alight the heart. We ignite the Christ consciousness within. We ignite pure Buddha awareness within. We light the Ajna center with all its clarity and perception, layers and layers of awareness. And as we do, we realize it is not just our own centers that we are alighting, we are alighting the same within humanity, creating an invocative alignment. We alight the crown center and feel our own presence and will of the highest spiritual nature that created our embodiment, the reason why we're incarnated, the reason why we're sitting here doing this meditation. We extend that alignment down from the heart, up from the crown, and out in every direction. Limitless, completely open, yet stable and dynamic. And by stabilizing ourselves in the livingness of compassion, automatically do we invoke the Christ consciousness, and all of hierarchies, full range of spiritual presence. By awakening the highest wisdom that each of us is living right now and capable of, we automatically invoke the Buddha. And through blending these two within us, pure compassion and sublime wisdom, we invoke the highest will that each of us can align to, that which we are capable of embodying in our life, and the highest will on our planet, that which directs all life toward light. Once again, we feel ourselves as vibrational beings, and our highest vibrations emanate out from us into all the world, and certainly continually invoking the highest response from the highest presences that can respond to us in meditation. So the vibrations of Christ and Christ consciousness, of hierarchy, all the adepts, the disciples, all the aspirants and people of goodwill around the world, these align with Buddha nature and Buddha himself. These align with Shambhala, the will to harmony, the will to excellence, the will to compassion, its wisdom in all forms of creative expression. We deepen into these vibrations. And therefore, in the alignment of heart, awareness, and will, we walk the path, and we become the embodiment of those who walk the spiritual path, those who try to bring excellence in everything that we do, every thought that we have, all the words that we speak, and our creative expression and activities. And this is the deeper meaning of Taurus, as we realize our desire nature and transform it into the aspiration and motivation to walk an illumined, enlightened life. And we realize that all beings on this planet actually seek the light. Seek security. Seek happiness. And that is what underlies all attachments, all desires, and all sources of beauty. As such, we remind ourselves that we are a worthy vessel, and that alignment is not only at the time of a full moon, but it is in every conversation, in every decision, in every action. We take a long, slow, deep breath to feel ourselves as pure vibration. We feel our alignment to even greater, open, limitless, dynamic, scintillating, radiant vibrations. We call them the Christ, the Buddha, and Shambhala, but at essence they are simply the very nature of awareness, and those who have achieved an established rapport and livingness from that awareness. As we smile and bring our sitting to its completion, it is in the understanding that meditation is a great world service. That meditation by its nature is invocative, that it aligns us, that it creates of our mind, our heart, our desire nature, and our life a worthy vessel. In such we are filled, and from that filled sense of wholeness and well-being, we emanate, we pour out goodness into the world. We complete with the great invocation given to us by the Master DK. From the point of light, within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Thank you all for meditating, for bringing your excellence into the world, and for walking and being the spiritual path. Blessings of the full moon.